Yo guys, what's up? Welcome back to r/IDontWorkHereLady, where Karen apparently does not understand that engagement rings are not for sale when they are on a finger. If you are new around here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to join our awesome community. So without any further ado, let's dive right into the stories. Which way to the hospital?
Hey, I know you hear me.
So in school, I either had to wear scrubs or dress clothes depending on what day it was. This was a scrub day. I was already attending school 1000 miles from my hometown, and now my latest clinical rotation was 240 miles from my new town. I had never been there before, so as soon as classroom instruction ended for the day, I started my road trip to get settled in and start my rotation the next day. I got into town, my new home for the next days, and stopped at a gas station to fill up, freshen up and make sure I was looking decent to meet my host family. I parked at the pumps and headed into the store just as a guy was walking from the store to the pumps to get some gas. As I passed him, he exclaimed,
"Hey man, where's such and such hospital?"
Me? "Oh, I'm sorry sir, I'm not from here and I don't know the town." Him?
"PS, you are an EMT and don't know where the hospital is? Why are you being like that, dude?"
Me? "No, I'm not an EMT. I just got into town. Never been here before. I can try to look it up on my phone for you." Him?
"You must be a bad EMT, not even willing to offer this tiny bit of help."
Me? "I'm not an EMT. I'm not a paramedic. I've been in this town approximately 12 minutes total now." At this point, I unrolled my sleeve to show him my school patch, which clearly said nothing about being an EMT or PM. The school wanted our patches hidden when in the real world. Him, to my astonishment,
"What goddamn ambulance company do you work for? I'm calling your boss and getting your butt canned. Don't you walk away, I know you hear me."
I just walked away in bewilderment, part laughing, part pissed, part looking for the hidden camera and Ashton Kutcher. Went inside, paid for my goods and came back to my car when lo and behold, guess who's standing next to it? He motions for me to come over. I shake my head. No. So he starts yelling at me from the next pump saying,
"You're a real a-hole, buddy. I got your company name and I will be calling them as soon as I leave. I'm insisting you be fired. I cannot believe this."
As he keeps going, I see a police car, window down, pulling in behind him. I don't know if someone called or if he just happened to pass, but he pulls between us and asks what the problem is. Guy starts telling how I am being this and that, and the cop walks to me and a woman from the next pump comes over and tells him I've been calm the entire time. This lunatic has been baiting me. Cop goes back to tell him to leave me alone and get out. When suddenly, dude snaps out of it. He starts apologizing and walking over with his hand out to shake. Then he takes the squeegee out and starts cleaning my windows. It was bizarre. In the end, I kinda felt for the guy. I think he was having a bad day. People rarely go to the hospital for a fun reason and just kinda flipped. The question is, was that guy really sorry for his behavior? Or did he just get scared when he realized he could go to jail? But either way, I will let you be the judge. I might be going to Facebook jail. I was at Walmart the other day looking at Christmas decorations, which are displayed in a main aisle right across from the electronics department where I used to work. I haven't in about 3 years, but occasionally I will get recognized. I'm guessing this is one of those times because I was dressed in all black, nothing even remotely blue. Anyway, I hear a sharp female voice right behind me. I turn around and there is Karen. 478 millionth of her time, seller of LuLaRoe, self-styled entrepreneur, and drinker of vodka from water bottles at her darling Jackson's soccer games. Karen:
"Where are the kitchen utensils?"
Me: "In the home lines area. It's up front by the pharmacy." I said this out of pure reflex. I was so used to customers asking me where things were that I think I will always respond immediately by telling them exactly where to look. Karen:
"I know that. I was just up there and could not find them."
Me: "Well, that's where they are. Excuse me." I moved to get past her, which was difficult because she maneuvered her cart so that it was pretty much blocking all foot traffic in the busiest part of the store. To my surprise, she actually moved. She had a strange look on her face though, kind of a deer in the headlights with a lot of rapid blinking. When I walked past, I noticed her taking out her phone and dipping down a side aisle, and Miss Thing was hustling. Oh lord, I was not sure what was about to happen, but I knew it was going to be loud. I was walking down another aisle when she bursts out in front of me, slightly out of breath, holding her phone out in front of her like she was talking on speaker with who I assumed was the customer service line. She was like Kyle Fuller with hot flashes and an iPhone. Karen.
At Walmart. Oh look, here she is. Come here.
She points and beckons at me. Me? No. I was honestly confused at what was happening. I owed this woman exactly none of my time. She comes up to me instead and says, Karen.
Say hi to Facebook. What is your name?
She said this with the slightly manic, slightly smug look of someone who has very clearly just found the hill she's willing to die on. This Karen was recording me in a Facebook Live video. Me? Hi Facebook. Why are you friends with her? Karen.
Oh, she's got a sense of humor. She won't tell me her name. This is the Karen City Walmart. Today is December 17, 2018 at 10:30 p.m.
I don't remember the exact day or time, but that sounds right. Then she ended the video. Karen.
I have you on video. I will be sharing this with the Karen City Walmart's Facebook page. Have a good day.
She drew out the last word in a sing-songy voice with what I can only describe as a slasher smile. It's now 2 days later, and as far as I know, Walmart does not really conduct investigations through Facebook, so I think I'm safe, guys. I'm honestly amazed that Karen is smart enough to use Facebook Live. But either way, if you have watched until here, please don't forget to post some stars in the comments and leave a like on the video if you enjoy my content and want to support me. But now let's quickly continue. Caveman Speak. So in the 90s I rented a large workshop with 2 friends. I was a woodworker and the other 2 were metal workers, so obviously none of us resembled the previous businesses which had installed skylights in any way. Q, the customer of the previous business. C, I have condensed this as the verbatim conversation went on for a very long time. Arrives at my door, a real Karen. C,
I need repairs done to the skylights you installed.
Me, sorry, that business has moved and I don't know where they are now. C,
no, I need you to send someone over now. The skylights are leaking.
Me, as I said, that business has gone. We are a different company. C,
no, right now.
Repeat the above a half dozen times. About now, I am realizing I am dealing with either genuine loony or else someone too entitled to listen to plain common sense. I try another tact, caveman speech, who knows, it might get through. Me, skylight business gone, new business come. You talking to new business now, understand? C, me, no, skylight here. Try look in effing phone book, you bugger off now. C, leaves in a big huff. It's all about communication, folks. And some gems from the comments.
Why waste time say lot word when few word do trick?
AKA r/tales from cave support. I don't work for you full time anymore, so you need to pay me a freelance rate to fix your problem. I had been working as a consultant on a major project for a tech firm. I was the subject matter expert on hashtag system, an antiquated database program that was basically obsolete, which this company kept around mostly for convenience. I had been with the company about a year and only ended up as the SME on that system because the other SMEs had quit. Why, you ask? Well, the project manager over the product using that system, Jim, was a nightmare. Lack of communication, flexible due dates that spanned weeks and threw curveballs at the last minutes, demands of time tracking in multiple systems, none of which were actually utilized unless they were trying to prove someone was doing something wrong. It was a mess. I found another job and put in my notice, a full 3 weeks notice, just to make sure they could find someone. They never scheduled me to train anybody, so I assumed they found someone who had experience in hashtag system. I turned in my keys and computer and then I left. About a week later, I got a call from Jim.
We need you to come in and fix an issue we are having.
"I'm sorry, I don't work there anymore," I said, thinking that maybe the manager had forgotten. "Jim."
I know, but we don't have anyone here who can fix hashtag system, so we need you.
He explained the issue. It was a few hours work fix. "Alright, if you would like me to work on hashtag system, then I'm willing to help, but I will have to charge you by the hour at a contract rate. And it will have to be after hours because I have a new full-time job." The manager balked.
"No, you will come in and work at my original hourly rate."
"No," I explained as carefully as I could. "First, since I'm not your FT employee anymore, I have none of your FT benefits. Second, this will be after hours and, from my perspective, overtime work. So again, I'm happy to help you, but it will be at new rate per hour."
"That's stupid. You know how to fix this. This should be easy for you. I'm not paying you new rate for something you already did at old rate."
At this point, I lost my patience. "I'm not bartering with you. Take my rate or don't. Next time you call, it will go up."
"Now listen here, you effing..."
I hung up. He called back immediately. I picked up the call.
"I need you to come fix this now."
He seethed into the phone. "I can do that," I said politely. "My rate is new rate plus $50 per hour."
"You cannot do that."
Jim shouted.
"I'm not paying you extra to..."
"New rate plus $75 per hour."
"No, you're effing..."
"New rate plus $100 per hour." "Keep going, Jim. I have all day." There was a really long pause.
"New rate? I will do that, but nothing more."
I'll be honest with you guys, I really considered doubling down for the elevated rate, but at the same time, I know a win when I see it, so I took the job. I assume he did find a new expert because I never did another job for them again. And little story from the comments posted by BGJ38. I had something like this happen. I had been at this company for about 12 years, was the subject matter expert in a pretty key part of the infrastructure that is also somewhat obscure. The company changed hands and I was looking to move on. Got a job offer I could not refuse, so I gave my notice. Gave them 3 months and said I would be happy to train someone internally, or if they hired someone, I would teach them the ropes. I had known many of these people for a decade or more and did not want to F them. The director of the group, who was one of the few people I had never been on great terms with, no animosity, just never hit it off, but worked fine together, dragged his feet and they did not even have interviews for a replacement until a week or 2 after I started my new job. Well, I made sure the documentation was as up to date as possible and said my goodbyes. About a week later, I get a call from him asking if I would be willing to do contract work for them. I sort of figured this might be coming. I had almost the exact same conversation you had without raising the rates. I basically said, double per hour from what I had been making, you buy it in 20-hour chunks. You call me when you need me and I will schedule time. Minimum is 2 hours per incident. Might be a bit harsh, but I was coming up to speed on my new job and I did not want them calling me for 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there all the time. I wanted real issues to deal with, which I knew they had. Director freaked out, said I was unreasonable, said he would pay me what I was making before I left. Almost word for word like the conversation you had, ignoring the fact that I got a pretty decent raise at the new job, so it would be a pay cut to take their rates. I basically told him to go talk to someone about how contractors get paid and get back to me if you are willing to work on my terms. Never heard anything back. And now we are gonna switch over to some more Tales from Retail and Tales from the Server. I deleted the internet, please help, little old woman. So I used to work at an electronic retail store. We were one of the biggest stores in my state and I worked in the computers department. It was an early Sunday morning, which was typically our slowest time, so I took more time with customers. This particular day, a little old woman walks quickly into my department, looking scared, tears in her eyes. She walks up to me, holding her laptop, and asks me why everyone is looking so calm. I ask her, why wouldn't they be calm? She looks me in the eye, scrunches her face, sobs, and says, because I deleted the internet, please help. What I wanted to do, I ask her, the whole internet? You deleted the internet? Goes on walkie. "We have a code red in the computer department. We got her." What actually happened? She cries and explains to me that she was scared that the internet police were going to arrest her because she deleted the Internet Explorer icon from her desktop. She was under the impression that because she deleted her icon, she deleted all of the words internet. Instead of normally sending her to the tech counter like normally with other customers who come to me with tech help, I sat her down and explained to her that she just deleted her access to the internet and went to her recycle bin on her desktop and restored her icon. She realized how silly she was after I told her this and gave me a hug before leaving my store. My inner demons wanted to mess with her, but I could not pull myself to do that. Cute little comment, posted by Schmeddy Balls. This reminds me of when I was a small child and I was playing with a globe and I asked my dad if I touched a country on the globe, if my finger would come out of the sky in that country. Please let me know if you want to hear more wholesome stories from r/Tales from Retail. Let's continue to another wholesome story. Help the deaf guy buy a speaker. I used to work at a small retail store for a pretty popular audio equipment company. I probably had the most wholesome moments working there, even though our store was located in a more bougie part of town and we primarily sold the premium consumer products. One of the wholesome moments, and probably a memory I will keep forever, involved selling a speaker to a deaf man. Back when I first started the job, I was opening on a slow morning with the manager, a bit bored, and I asked if the store ever gets deaf customers, and to my surprise, he said yes. Deaf people feel sound through their body and like the vibrations. I thought that was the coolest thing for just a joke question I asked to kill time. I decided to start learning American Sign Language that night because I kept fantasizing about selling speakers to a deaf person. It might have been overhyped because I was high off some green when I made that decision. The first night I learned a few introductory phrases like, "Hello, my name is OP. I know a little sign language, you're signing too quickly, please slow down, etc." I learned a new phrase or word every week. Every night I got high and practiced ASL conversations with myself in bed until I knocked out. All of this hard work led to one fateful day when a deaf man and his not deaf wife walked into our store. The wife told me they were looking for a nice speaker for the deaf husband to listen to, and I cracked the widest grin. 6 months of high ASL self-lessons are about to finally pay off. I signed introducing myself to the couple and told them I knew a little sign. They signed that they were looking for a home speaker that had good sound quality for the wife to enjoy listening to music, but also could produce deep bass so that the husband could really feel the sound in his body. I showed them to our only home speaker that had a built-in subwoofer. The wife loved it, but the husband said he was not satisfied. That's fine, I was not the timid newbie that would cower when a customer was unsatisfied after I gave my sales pitch anymore. I brought the couple over to one of our newer products, a portable professional speaker. I told them although it was a portable system, they could just not move the speaker and it would be perfect for the home. For the same price as the other speaker, this system performed exponentially better. I warned them that the speaker was made to play for a crowd of 200 people, so to play it indoors they would have to keep the volume knob pretty low. While ringing them up at the register, the husband asked why I knew ASL. I told him that I've been fantasizing about selling a speaker to a deaf person for half a year now, and we both had a good laugh. I sailed to my manager because it was a large step towards our monthly sales goals. He had been watching the interaction from behind the register and he dead-ass signed, "Good job." Turned out he knew a little ASL as well and gave me a pat on the back for learning enough to make that sale. I rode the high from that interaction for the rest of the day. This was probably my proudest retail moment and I wanted to share it. I hope you enjoyed the read. And because it was so nice, we will get another wholesome story from r/Tales from Retail. Wholesome, so what can I get for free? Moment. I was working in the cosmetics department at my local discount grocery store when I noticed a long line of people at the registers and only 2 registers opened. I normally only ring up video rentals along with any other items that the customer is getting along with the rentals, so I never have many customers. Thus, I offered to ring up an older couple with only some chips in their baskets at my department to avoid the long wait. I lead them over to the area, after which the wife says, "Actually, he," gesturing to her husband, "is going to get some grizzlies too, so I think we will go back to the register. I'm sorry about that." Understandable, I smile and say no problem and wish them on their way. The husband, however, decided to make a dreaded retail joke.
"So, do I get anything for free for coming up here?"
Didn't say it rudely at all, just making friendly, cliché small talk, I guess. Somehow, I managed to muster up a quick wit and responded, "I cannot give you much, but I can give you this smile." Cheesy, I know, just as cheesy as his joke. He paused for a second and then cracked a smile himself. Well, that's perfectly fine by me, and then walked away. I honestly love my customers at this store. I've only had a few bad apples, but we get many regulars and just genuinely wholesome people. I'm glad my cheery service skills got put to some use tonight. Are you guys good at coming up with witty responses? I gotta be honest, I'm usually pretty bad at that. But anyway, let's continue.
"Why can't I have your engagement ring?"
I work in a fine jewelry store, and this is the interaction with customer that just left. Him.
"Well, we want to go get married now, so we need a size 5.
Me. Unfortunately, all our rings will be stock size 7. Him.
"Well, what about that one on your hand?"
Me. Holds up man's ring they had just looked at. This is a man's, so it's a 10. Him. Points at my engagement ring.
"No, that."
Me. My engagement ring? It's a size 5. Him.
"Well, we will just take that."
Me. It's not for sale. It's my engagement ring. She gets annoyed and they speak Spanish. Him.
"Well, this is insane. We will just go somewhere else in that case."
I honestly can't. Engagement ring?
"Okay, that will be 50k. In cash, please."
Half in advance, half now and half on delivery. Have you ever seen a customer explode before? It's awesome. When I worked at a insert biggest retail chain in America here, we had an odd but easily understandable way to display and sell our TVs. If the TV has one price tag on it, that means that was the price for the TV in box and the display was not for sale. If the TV had 2, one would be clearly marked display price, as in that exact TV on the wall, because it is about to be replaced. And the other price tag was for a new in-box TV. The display price often reached insane discounts. The longer it sat there, the lower our system automatically lowered the price, and one time we sold a $2,000 TV, brand new in box, for $200 because it was the display. I wanted that TV and was sad that another coworker got to it first. But my luck turned around. The almost exact same model, minus a curved screen, was up for grabs. Also $2,000 new. They were selling it for $500, a really nice smart TV, 4K, smart hub, the effing works. A customer saw online we were selling a similar looking TV, different model number and resolution, 1080p, for $200. The website said display only price. He came in and demanded the $500 display for $200. Q.
"It's the same size, what's the effing difference?"
1 billion times. He began threatening lawsuits for misadvertisement, threatened to call the cops, what would they do, enough to where the store manager was about to cave and take the hit personally. Here is when I got sneaky. I got tired of waiting for displays that I wanted to come down, as I've been waiting for a year and saving up for a new TV to replace my 10-year-old 32-inch Sanyo. That TV is still used, it's now in my bedroom as a monitor for me to play games while I sit on my bed. By the way guys, I'm curious, what kind of TV do you have? You know, usually on Reddit I read that most Americans, when they use 4K TVs, they buy a brand called TCL, and that brand is actually not really well known around here. So yeah, tell me in the comments. But now let's continue. The customer was outside ranting and raving at someone on the phone, so during my 15-minute break I walked up to the store manager, SM. Me: I will buy that TV right now for 500 bucks. Store manager: you sure? That customer is going to explode if he sees you with it. Me: that's fine. I will wheel it out to my car and he can watch me load it into the bag. SM: alright, got tired of him anyway. He was being an ass to me and multiple associates. He deserves this. If corporate calls, I will show camera footage. That would be enough for us to be in the clear. Corporate won't complain that I saved 300 bucks from being burned. I literally walked right by that customer with that TV and I was happy that I got that damn TV. But the icing on the cake? He turned tomato red. Not kidding, red. AH, which means something with customer.
What the F are you doing?
Me: I saw this TV for sale and I bought it. Why? AH:
I was about to buy that.
Me: oh, I thought you did not want it anymore after you left the store. I did not realize you left to call someone. I totally did, by the way. AH:
You getting smart with me? I will kick your butt.
Here's where I almost gotten reprimanded and coached. I could not resist. The troll in me could not be stopped. Me: sir, tomatoes belong in the vegetable section. AH:
What the F did you just say?
I booked it to my effing car, sprinting and holding a 55-inch TV over my head and slapped the back of my car door shut and ran back inside. They got him out of the store by saying, "You left the store, we don't hold items, it's our policy." And to boot, corporate backed us up. I dodged the reprimand because the customer could not prove I made that comment at him. I got a new TV, made a customer explode, and made my managers nearly die from laughing so hard. It was a good day. Alright guys, that was the last story for today. I hope you enjoyed the content, and if you did, don't forget to like, subscribe and so on, you know the deal. And I hope you have a fantastic day and I see you again tomorrow. And by the way, once again, thank you very much for watching every single day, sticking with me and not getting tired of hearing me. I really can't thank you guys enough for that.